Hello Sailors, welcome class of 2025. Things are a lot different this year as we know, and we usually get to meet with you in person, but we are meeting with you virtually this time. But we want to reassure you that we will be welcoming you to the high school in the fall and make sure that you get a chance to walk the halls of Mona Shores High School and get to experience all of the amazing opportunities that you have. So class of 2025, we're excited to get to meet you. We've heard awesome things about you and we're so proud of you.
Hello there, Sailors. As Mrs. Bustard said, we will continue with some virtual registration going on this spring, but we'll have the opportunity this summer to bring you all in person. We'll get back to the normalcy that we would like to be in. So you'll be touring the building, meeting current high school students, and learning a little bit more about the programs and clubs we have here at the high school.
Hello everyone. Today we are going to have a pretty cool event for you planned. Like was said earlier, we generally have you come over to the building and have lunch and all those things, but we're still going to try to make this a meaningful time for you. We've had a virtual tour set up for you that you'll see today, in which you'll see all the main parts of the building. And then we'll also have a student panel that will answer some frequently asked questions. We try to pick a lot of different kinds of students who will have a lot of different experiences. And then finally, you will meet live with some of our link crew. So that you can ask personal questions of them and also have a little bit of fun. So hang in there. We're happy to see you today. We hope that you have a great rest of the year, and that we're excited to see you this summer.
Hockey, broadcast, which is SBN, Shoreline Broadcast News, and Link Leader.
And I'm in choir.
I play golf, football, and I also powerlift.
And I'm involved in cheer and track.
And I'm involved in band, and that's about it.
Well, I play football, so I do a lot of training with my coaches, like in the weight room and like stuff like that, basically.
I'm in cheer. I played soccer my freshman and sophomore year, and I'm in Link Crew.
Activities include band. I'm in marching band for right now, so that's pretty much the only.
My goals for the future are probably to get better grades and to be successful, make money, basically support my family and my friends.
My goals for the future are to go to college and become an RN, well, a registered nurse.
Goals for the future, I hopefully can graduate from high school and college and maybe go into the military. I'm not sure yet.
My goals for the future are to get into a good college and have a good stable job when I'm older and to graduate high school successfully with a 3.5.
To either continue on with my sports career or to attend a university to continue with my education.
I really want to be a singer and dancer, so that's why I'm in choir.
My goals are probably the CTC or to make it into Western or Grand Valley.
Well, really, like everyone else, to get into a good college, to get good grades so that I have a better chance. And it's kind of, if I could, to get a scholarship at some point maybe, if I find the opportunity.
My fears coming into high school was not knowing where to go and not having any friends.
I was scared I was going to get pushed up against lockers, like beat up, but it's nothing like that. No senior will touch you or even really care about you, honestly. People just think you're annoying, but you'll be good.
My fears were that pretty much I wouldn't get to class on time. I just didn't ever want to be late.
Big fear was really just kind of knowing the school and losing friends, but yeah, that was about it.
Some of the fears I had was how hard high school was going to be, because a lot of the teachers talked about how you had to turn in all of your assignments on time, how you had to be diligent, hardworking, have all of your materials ready. So I was worried that I mess up, probably get a lot of bad grades, and that I wouldn't be prepared at all.
Definitely a big concern of mine was with just the different layout of the school and the size, with jumping from the number of kids, let alone the size of the school, can be difficult just by how big it is and how scary it can seem to some people.
I definitely had the fear of getting bullied at some point, but it wasn't close to that, and the school being so big was probably one of the biggest fears.
I was kind of scared that I would get lost in the school and that I would have a lot of homework and kind of bad grades.
I would just try to be a little more social, just so I'm not so stressed all the time.
I wish my freshman year I would have tried a little bit harder on my grades because they were good, but like freshman year your GPA is the most important of all of them. So if you don't try freshman year, it's really hard to get your GPA up your junior and senior year because it's so stable and where it is.
I definitely keep my 8th grade friends close, and I'd probably try a little harder.
I don't think I would do anything different. I don't really like living with regrets at all, so.
I would definitely study more. Study for your tests, your quizzes, your homeworks.
Maybe would have worried a little bit less and focused a little bit more on my classes because some of the things from last year I think carried over to the high school. So I would have worried a little bit less. That way I would have had a more open mind.
I think one thing that for sure helps is to, while you are at school, make sure just be 100% engaged at school activities and doing school work instead of, whether it's watching YouTube, playing games on the computer, talking to your friends when you're at school. Try to focus 100% towards school and, make sure most of your work's done.
I don't think I would do anything differently now, so yeah.
For lunch, I normally have off-campus lunch just from one of the general fast food places nearby.
What I usually do for lunch is go and hang out with my friends, talk for during the whole entirety of lunch. That's kind of our time when we kind of get to talk together, check on each other, see how everyone's doing.
Sometimes I go out for lunch or sometimes I stay in with friends and do homework.
At lunch, I usually just go home and eat food and kind of sit there and wait till I have to go back.
Normally I go with my friends in a car, but freshman year you sit at the cafeteria.
I usually just stay at the school, but sometimes I leave campus.
I just sit around and eat pretty much.
I usually bring my own lunch or I sign up for the lunches here because they have pretty good food here.
You just have to kind of get to your class and you need to figure out the quickest route to get to places. And if you're running behind, you have to go to the bathroom or you need to do something, just talk to your teacher and they will not mark you tardy.
At the start of each trimester, I usually bring a map of the school and highlight where I need to go so I know exactly where to go.
Personally, I wait to go to the bathroom even if I have to. I make sure to go to the classroom first and then make sure it's okay with the teacher, just to make sure that they know where I am instead of just wandering the halls, and if it does keep you past that amount of time, they know where you are. So I just go straight from class to class, and then if I end up leaving, I usually tell the teacher beforehand.
I get to class on time by either leaving early or speed walking.
Usually just right after class ends, just walk there. You'll get to know the hallways.
Lots of speed walking kind of helps, and so a lot of dodging people and taking lots of shortcuts throughout the halls, finding the shortest way, and trying to think and manage how long it will take to get to my next class, how far the distance is. So
I try to find the route that is the quickest to my next class.
I try planning ahead to get to the class on time, thinking about it the day before so I can make it on time. I've coped with COVID by it's way easier now because you only go to school 2 times a week and it's easier to do your homework now.
I try to just keep in contact with my friends in the best possible way I can.
I've coped with COVID by hanging out with friends through phones and going out to eat recently with them, just kind of easing back to getting a little bit more normal.
just being able to come back to school, I would say, being able to get back into the swing of things. Sure, wearing a mask isn't ideal, but being able to come back into, the same environment that we had before COVID is reassuring for sure.
I've definitely spent a lot of time with my family. They helped a lot, and my friends also helped a lot too.
At first it was definitely golf and football because we had workouts and stuff, but now it's just hanging with friends and playing video games, I guess.
I've tried to stay on top of my work and, make sure I'm keeping in touch with teachers about stuff.
I've done pretty well with COVID so far. I'm not really that much of an outdoor person, so I've been able to handle it a little bit more easily than I think for others. It's been hard because I haven't been able to see my friends or go out more, so it's still being stuck indoors, which kind of sucks, but I get to text with my friends, be with my family, so far I'm doing well.
Physically, I've gotten bigger, and mentally, I hope I've gotten smarter, I think.
Things that are different about me now is like I'm more motivated in school than I was back in 8th grade.
I feel like I've definitely gotten a lot more responsible and mature. I guess that just kind of comes with age, but I've gotten better at doing my homework on time and getting to school by myself and getting up by myself. I just feel like high school has been really good for me.
I think I've matured a little bit, and you're kind of getting hit with all of life, so.
I think that I've gotten better at being a little bit more organized and being more diligent with my work. I think that from, middle school, I've done a lot better at getting better grades, doing better work, trying to be better than before.
I think I changed a lot by getting smarter with my teachers helping me, and my friends have gotten me a lot more social with other people.
I've kind of became less of a social butterfly. I've just been very self-conscious.
I'd say I've changed quite a bit. My hair's a lot longer, I've grown a lot, but I think mentally I've changed a lot of my work ethic and just understanding things and trying to become more of a problem solver and not a problem causer, and just things in that sense.
Welcome to Mona Shores High School. I'm Dave Drosky.
And I'm Joe Schaefer.
Today we're going to give you a brief tour of the school, show you some of the highlights and some of the places that you're going to need to know about if you want to be a successful student here at Mona Shores High School. First up, the main office, where all the action happens.
Yeah, let's get it kicked right off with one of the most important places that you need to know. You'll come to the main office if you're not feeling well, if you have a problem that you need to speak to an administrator about. There's just a lot of good people here that can help you out if you need anything.
We just saw Mrs. Scotchulis and Mrs. Klein. Those are two ladies you're going to want to get to know. Mrs. Scotchulis runs the bookstore, which is all fees and fines, and Mrs. Klein is a lady for attendance. Next up, we have the athletic/counseling offices. They are together, so for all your athletic and counseling needs.
That's right, Dave. We got a system where you can sign up to see your counselor online. You use a QR code for your computer or your phone, and then they'll make sure to get a hold of you right away. If you need to pay your fees and your fines, if you need to pay your pay-to-play participation, or need to talk to the athletic director, Mr. Conrad, that's the place you want to go.
So now we are heading down our northern glass hallways. We have two glass hallways that run between the main building and the math science wing. And this is the first one, the northern one, closest to Seminole. Now, this is where you're going to come for lunch, but we'll get there later. So right now we're going to go this way, and we are going to hang a right eventually and see the math and science wing.
Yeah, I tell you what, Dave, that's one of my favorite places to sit during the passing time, because when I'm standing there and getting that sunlight, it makes me just makes me feel good. We are heading to the math and science wing. You'll all have classes in this wing, as it goes in a rectangular shape with both math and science classes.
If you are an incoming 9th grader, you're going to get to know this hallway very well. This is what's known as the freshman hallway, where most of the freshman lockers are located.
This year we weren't able to use our lockers, Dave, but we're planning on doing that again in the future. We have a system where you sign up online for a locker partner and you get your locker number and your combination all through PowerSchool. We'll also have a chance to check those out before school starts next year when we have our 9th grade orientation.
All right, Joe, we're coming up on one of the most important rooms in the building, otherwise known as the lunchroom or cafetorium. This is where you are going to head for all of your lunch needs. Whether you bring a sack lunch or whether you eat the delicious hot meals, this is the place for lunch.
You got it, Dave. This is my most important part of the day is sitting down and having a snack or eating lunch and also connecting with students. It'll be great to have everyone back in the buildings and able to eat lunch again. I know it has been a while for the 9th graders to eat together, but we're going to make sure we're doing this safely, and we'll give you all the process and protocols to eat in the cafeteria.
Now, depending on what happens, you may actually have to eat lunch in the Hanishin gym, as you can see the open door there. So if we need to, that will be the secondary lunchroom.
Yep, we're going to wait and see what happens with that as we go throughout the rest of this year and starting next year. We're hoping to be back to normal, but we are planned and ready to go if we need to use that room.
Now, if you are an athlete or if you plan to participate in athletics, you're going to get to know this wing of the building very well. This is the Sailor Center, and where you will go to play our competition sports such as basketball and volleyball. There's also many workouts that happen in the Sailor Center. We have some other places that we'll see as well.
Yeah, we have a lot of students that spend a lot of time down here in this area of the wing with the weight room and the cardio room and obviously the gyms. So once again, we encourage that you get involved in athletics and extracurricular activities. We're going to be going through the fine arts area in just a minute here, Dave, and it's an important thing we feel that you get involved and that you find something to really motivate you and engage you with our school community.
As we walk down our Hall of Champions, we'll come across the cardio room, as Joe previously said. That's going to be to your right. If we exit these doors, we'll head out to the Sailor Football Stadium. And then as we descend these stairs and go to the left, we have the football locker room and we have the weight room. Now the weight room also extends into the hallway, as you can see, with some of our bigger stuff like the tires and ropes and whatnot.
We also have our industrial arts wing down here as well, Dave. So if you take a class that includes metals, woods, intro to manufacturing, if you're on the robotics team, we have a spot down there for them to work. It gives easy access to a big garage door, and they use the space wisely down here.
So this is the hallway that you'll go in if you, again, play athletics that happen here in the school. So your basketball, baseball, softball, volleyball, and also the locker rooms for all the gym classes are through this hallway. So this is the south glass hallway. Again, there are two glass hallways, one north, one south. This is south, and we turn right, we head back into the main building. This is where you're going to find a lot of your social studies classes, your English classes, world language classes, and everything else that's down this hallway.
You know, what I hear from students as they get comfortable with our building is they start to make their own path of the best way to get from one class to the other. And there's not only one, there's many different ways that you can get from one end of the building to the other. And you just find your way through and you find maybe the spot that's the least busy so that you have the most time. We do have 6 minutes for passing time here at the high school, so you do have a little bit extra time to get from one end to the other. And we've done studies and we've done examples of students having plenty of time to get from one end to the other.
There's another connecting hallway. This one takes you back to the main office where we were before.
And once again, we're going to transition from more of the social studies classes, which are in the center of the building, to the English classes, which are in this wing. Notice as we're walking, we have some safety protocols set up, which more than likely are still going to be in place. We're asking that you walk on the right side of the hallway, that you continue to walk in a straight line the best that you can, and that you don't join and meet up with friends in the middle of the hall, that you actually go straight to your class.
So as we go through these double doors, we will see the art department. The art department are two connected rooms. where you'll go for any of your art classes. And now we're entering the Fine Arts wing. To your left is choir, which is a very popular class. All Mr. Lawton's choir classes take place in the room to the left. As we turn the corner, we'll see the band room, which if you're going to be in fine arts, many students are either going to be in choir or band. Orchestra is just a little bit further down this hall.
Yeah, once again, this is one of those places that really build who we are as Mona Shores High School because we have such a strong fine arts program. We hope that you will take part of that and enjoy being a part of those programs.
On your left are practice rooms that are available for you to sign out so you can work on either instruments or your voice. Here's yet another glass hallway. This one's much shorter than the other two, and this again connects the main building to the auditorium area, the fine arts area. As we turn the corner, you'll see some special education classrooms, psychology classroom, and to your left is the Voyager Center, where all of our Voyager students report for school. We're going to briefly peek down this next corner where we'll see Mr. Drosky's broadcasting classroom and another entrance to the auditorium. Now another place that you will need to know is the Library and Media Center, or LMC. This is the home of the Anchor Cafe and the home of both Mrs. Brainerd and Mrs. Muth, where you will go to if you have any problems with your Chromebook and or locker.
You know, we take pride in the Media Center being used by a lot of different students throughout the day, whether it's a class signing out the Media Center, whether it's before or after school. We have the Anchor Cafe open where you can get a chilled hot chocolate or a specialty drink. Those things are very popular with our students, and it's also the hub after school where we have our extended day program where we have tutoring sessions set up with students. Anyone is welcome to come in to join those tutoring sessions, and you can come in and grab a coffee and have a study break, and it's just a great place to spend your time after school.
Well, that concludes your virtual tour of Mona Shores High School. I hope you find it handy. Please keep in mind during passing time, you'll always see teachers and other students in the hallways if you get lost.
Yeah, we really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. We wish you could have been in the building here in the spring. Normally we have the 8th graders come over in the spring to do a brief tour, but we are looking forward to expanding our 9th grade orientation program that's going to happen in the summer. We'll make sure that you have extra time to walk the building and to learn what we have to offer. We really look forward to having our sports and our extracurriculars and our fine arts represented in an expo so you can see what we have to offer and get to know the building a little bit before we start school in the fall. Once again, we look forward to having you come over next year, and we look forward to having you be Mona Shores High School Sailors.